So let's talk about integration. Throughout the year, I have worked emphatically at trying to ensure that global learning is a normal occurrence throughout all of my lessons. So join me as I showcase in just a few of the many ways I have integrated global learning into my curriculum. In civics and economics, I was able to link an economic lesson with global concepts, using recent examples of trade deals, natural disasters, and other global events to help students understand interdependence and how even the smallest countries in the world can have major international effects in a globalized market. You see, in previous years, I didn't focus too much on international organizations, trade policies, and other global economic concepts. It was something we struggled with and were content in having a basic understanding of the content. But after completing the Global Interdependence module in Year 2, I found the motivation to craft a lesson that developed a much deeper understanding in macroeconomics. This was especially noticeable with getting the best final exam scores in economics since I started teaching. This was one of the many ways in which VIF module training has not only helped me professionally, but deserves the credit of being directly responsible for my students' success. In American history, students here are working on a small assignment to trace a country's specific history from World War II to modern times. Not only does this allow students to grasp major content from the Cold War and modern era, but they are scaffolded by their assignment questions to analyze how those events influence the foreign policies and international relations of each of those countries. By having a more in-depth understanding of each country's history, discussing current events and global issues can be so much deeper than previous lessons have allowed. In world history, teaching World War I and World War II on a global scale allows for me to connect important 21st century themes that resonate even today. Issues like terrorism, nationalism, economic turmoil, complicity, socialism, civil disobedience. These are all not just relevant to the early 20th century during these global conflicts, but they are pertinent themes we see in the news every day. Here, we're using World War I to help discuss political boundaries and the importance of self-determination, which allows us to examine today's world, where growing spheres of influence continue to make us even more connected. I provided samples of these lessons along with other samples from multiple globally themed lessons I have taught throughout the year right beside this video, most of which I have found from the VIF Resource Library or ones that I have submitted. From economic projects and civics to appealing to the UN and world history, I've consistently tried to integrate a way to make all the content I teach relevant to my students and their journey to being global citizens.